Back with chapter 20 of Frostheart, which is called Star Maps. Do you ever stop moaning? Luna asked Ash that evening as she sprawled across the deck, marking notes and drawings on a large piece of tattered parchment. Ash had just contemplated another one of Tobu's lessons and had been explaining his frustrations to Luna. A thick mist blanketed the world, the warm lantern light of the sleigh reflecting orange against a ghost white veil. The Frostheart was having to move slowly, just in case it was to hit any hidden obstacles or, even worse, bump into any passing Leviathans. Once or twice, Ash thought he could make out the distant shapes of hills and mountains, but then the gigantic shapes would move and drift away as though they were alive. Ash shook his head, telling himself it was a trick of the mist. Nothing is that big, not even a Leviathan, right? Wait, Wow, that's all I ever hear from you, Luna finished. Ash straightened up, affronted. I'm not always moaning. Okay, sure, if you say so. He was about to say that she would be moaning too if she had to spend her days swabbing the decks only to get told off in her downtime as a reward, but he realised he would only be moaning again, so held his tongue. What are you doing? He asked her instead. Plotting as a course to Aurora. Tay has seen Leviathan swarming the paths down south where we'd usually go, so I got to find us a safer route. At least it's helping me add details to my map, I suppose, she replied. Your map? My map. All drifters have a map, Luna said with pride. Drifters ain't like other folk, you know. The clue's in the name. While most have found safety behind walls, us drifters, we just keep on moving, and as long as we keep moving faster than the Leviathans, we'll be just fine, thanks very much. Only way to live, I'm telling you. Different view every day, wind whipping your hair back, discoveries to be found over every horizon. You can strike poses like this on the prow too. She stepped forward with one leg, balling a hand into a fist, the other raised to shield her eyes as she looked out into the endless murk. Ash had to admit she looked pretty inspiring. That sounds nice, Ash said truthfully. Yeah, nice is one word for it. We were the first Pathfinders that ever were, before everyone else got in on it. Us drifters are masters of navigation. I've reading the stars and moon and all that then using to guide our way. That's why we have this hair, you see. She gestured at her half-shaved head and mimicked a deep, mighty voice. So we always have one eye looking to the stars. And when us drifters are old enough, we leave the convoy and set out alone, proving what we know about navigating and blazing our own trail. It's all pretty heroic stuff. But you're not alone. You're with the Frostheart crew, Ash pointed out. The girl's smile turned to a withering scowl. I know that. Drifters are never alone. Our stronghold is a whole fleet of sleighs we call the convoy. Most awesome sight you'd ever see. You need a crew, of course you do. It's just we're meant to leave the convoy behind and do a journey without their help. And the thing is, here Luna's tone just got the tiniest bit wistful, we're not allowed to return to the convoy till we've discovered uncharted lands and added them to the world map. And you're old enough to be doing that? Old enough? Probably started too old. My ma was only 8 when she set out, mapped a whole new path through a humongous haunted forest far to the south. But then she beat a Merkel, a howler, in an arm wrestle when she was my age, so it's a bit hard to compare yourself to my ma. Luna was puffed up as proud as a pengoose. Ash considered all he was told and narrowed his eyes in disbelief. Can I see your map? But Luna did not seem so keen on the idea. She crumpled the map up protectively. No. Work in progress, I'm afraid, not to be snooped at till it's good and ready. Okay, he said, raising his hands. Patchwork windows have begun to open in the thinning mist, revealing tantalising glimpses of the sky. Luna used the opportunity to gaze at the few stars she could see, scrawling away on the map that she still held closely to her chest. She too had quite an amazing power, thought Ash. Their world was so sprawling it felt like it could be infinite, and to be able to not lose your way by using the night sky as your guide was a powerful ability indeed. All was calm. Ash was content to use this rare quiet moment to simply hang out, watching Luna use her powers. As he did so, he rolled his lullaby through his mind. Suddenly, realization jolted through him. Luna, he said excitedly. You're not seeing my map, Ash. No, Luna, I think I've figured it out. He grinned, heart racing. It wasn't a star at all. The answer had been right in front of him. How to freak out your fellow crew members, 'cause it's working, she said. It's the line from my parents' lullaby, a drifting star to light the dark. Drifters. Drifters use the stars as a guide in darkness. Luna gave him a look to suggest she didn't follow. I think the lullaby wanted me to find a drifter as a guide to lead me to the Frostheart and guide me using their knowledge of the stars. Luna, I think you're the drifting star. I think your navigational skills might be able to find my parents if we can solve the rest of the riddle. He began to sing the lullaby out loud to make his point clearer. And as he did, the world dimmed and his senses heightened, as was normal now when he sang the lullaby. But what was not normal was that instead of seeing one shining star in the sky, there was now another glimmering beside the first. Ash thought he was seeing double, and the shock of it stopped his singing dead, the world returning to normal. You're right there, Ash. I think I actually lost you for a minute there, Luna said, concerned. Whenever I sang the lullaby, that star would light up in the sky, Ash said, pointing it out. But this time, that star next to it lit up as well. Luna gave him her look. You didn't see it. I did not see that, no. Maybe it's like the song aura, and it only becomes visible when someone is song weaving, Ash pondered. Song aura? You know, the misty blue stuff that glows around the Leviathans when they sing. Luna looked baffled. I'm going to be honest with you, Ash. I've no idea what you're talking about. What? Glowing and flowing around and it turns red when they're angry. You must have seen it. It happens whenever they sing. I don't see any glowy stuff, Ash. In all my time drifting, this is the first time I've heard about it. Luna was looking at Ash as though he'd lost his mind. I'm not going mad, Ash insisted. Hey, I didn't say anything. You're the one talking about magical lights and stars winking at you. Maybe only song weavers can see it, Ash said, sounding unsure. Yeah, maybe that's it. She mouthed the word crazy, but Ash could see she was only joking. Ash's mind raced, making his head hurt. Could it be the world weave? Ash whispered. That mystical Yeti belief. Yeah. Toby said that if you connect with the world weave, it can act as a guide, send you signs, but I wasn't sure I believed him. I've not been able to do it, but maybe my parents are strong enough to connect with the world weave with their song weaving. Luna thought about this. Well, let's say you're right. Perhaps your parents did get the world weave to help you in its own strange, mystical, way harder than it needs to be kind of way. Maybe every time you solve a part of the riddle, a star lights up in the sky to show you've got it right, and your parents made it so only those singing the lullaby can see it. So you were right about having to leave the Fira and climb aboard the Frostheart, and now you're right about me being the navigator. Of course, I got the bit about the beacon. It's like a super song weaver star map. You think so? Ash asked, his eyes wide with wonder. Luna shrugged. Believe me, I've heard weirder things in my travels. There's a guy in Aurora who swears the small bit of archaeomech he found lets him talk to someone way across on the other side of the snow sea. This is incredible! Ash laughed in awe at the secret power of the lullaby he'd been singing all his life. 2 stars already. This is easy. She put her arm round Ash's shoulder. We'll have this solved in no time. It's the end of chapter 20.